Elon Musk tried to warn us. He compared AI to nuclear weapons, warning that we are releasing a force that can be much more dangerous than we imagine. But no one listened. Or worse, someone doesn't want us to hear. You are about to dive into a universe where the conspiracy is real, the control is silent, and AI may already be shaping humanity's future, without most even realizing it. Have you ever wondered why the videos you watch seem to know exactly what you like? Why do your phone's suggestions appear before you even think? This is no coincidence. This is algorithmic surveillance. It's artificial intelligence learning everything about you, tracing your behavior, silently controlling your routine. Now think, if AI is capable of manipulating what you consume, who's to say it isn't already deciding something much bigger? What should you feel? Who should you trust? Which ideas should you reject? As you watch this video, the AI is scanning your history, analyzing your behavior, and deciding whether you're a threat, or just another pawn in the wheel. Are you really in control? Or do you just think you are? And the scariest thing is that no one questions that. Why? Because the system is made to appear harmless. But the billionaires behind it know exactly what they are doing. And maybe you have already been included in this experiment without your consent. Stay with me, because what I'm going to show you next can change the way you see everything around you. The question is no longer, will AI control us? But yes, has she started yet? If all this sounds alarming, it's because it really is. What's happening now behind the scenes in technology isn't just advancement, it's silent, and the more you ignore, the more the AI learns about you. She doesn't need to ask permission. It just needs you to keep clicking, continuing, watching, without question. And that's why you need, because while many still live thinking they have control, few are truly prepared for what is coming. The truth is being suppressed, and only those who truly seek information, like you are doing now, will be able to see what is behind the digital curtain. Then, if you value freedom of thought, if you want to stay ahead of this silent revolution and understand what really is at stake, leave a like now. This helps this video reach more people who, like you, they deserve to know the truth. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because in the next few minutes and the next video, I will show you what no one else is showing. Documents, insider speeches, political decisions, secret plans involving AI, Elon Musk, OpenAI, governments, everything they don't want you to find out. What's coming won't wait for anyone, and the only way to protect yourself is knowing what's happening now. So hold on tight, because what comes next is even more disturbing. Artificial intelligence already chooses what you watch, what you buy, what you consume, and, in many cases, what you believe. Does this still seem like fiction? Because that's the scariest part. It does not seem. AI control is silent, elegant, almost invisible, but it's real, and it's happening right now. It's built into platforms you use every day. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Netflix, Amazon, Google. She doesn't sleep, she doesn't rest, and she never stops learning. As you browse the internet, it is tracking your clicks, your likes, your words, your face. Your every move is converted into data, and this data becomes decisions made by algorithms that they know you better than you know yourself. Does it seem exaggerated? So let's talk about what's really going on. In 2023, an OpenAI report revealed that recommendation algorithms they already have the ability to influence political decisions based on behavioral patterns. And this is not a conspiracy theory. It is public data. In 2024, an AI system was caught promoting disinformation by default, pushing narratives aligned with the interests of large corporations and government. Do you think you are choosing what you consume, or just following the itinerary that was created for today? Deepfakes, they are so advanced that you can see the President of the United States saying something he has never said before, with tone, gestures, and expression identical to the real thing. And the worst? Most people can't tell the difference between what's real and what's generated by AI. What is the limit? When will you realize that you are immersed in an artificial universe, where even your reality has been hijacked? About that, smart cameras spread across cities around the world are already using AI to identify faces, predict behavior, and monitor entire populations. In some regions of China, citizens are scored according to their digital and physical behavior. This affects what they can buy, where they can work, and even whether they can travel. This system is powered by artificial intelligence. And here's the most disturbing detail. None of this is a secret. Everything is registered, documented, just we ignore, because we are trained to think that it is just technological evolution. Now think, what if this isn't all about efficiency? What if the true purpose of AI is not to improve your life, but control her, control your habits, your impulses, your attention, and eventually, your most intimate decisions? Have you ever noticed how increasingly difficult it is to escape your screen? How can it seem impossible to disconnect? This is not just addiction. That's it, behavioral engineering powered by artificial intelligence. And while we think we are connected to the world, in reality we are being shaped by invisible systems that learn from every second you spend scrolling a timeline. You think you decide what you're going to watch next, but it's the AI that has already pushed you to that next video, based on patterns you don't understand, but it understands perfectly, because she learned from your fears, your desires, your clicks, your pauses, your voice, your face. Now imagine that power in the wrong hand. Imagine this being used not just to sell you something, but to ideologically shape, to lead you in a specific direction, without you realizing you are being led. This is already happening, and that is exactly where the danger lies, because when the enemy is invisible, silent, and everywhere, you don't even realize you're losing, and maybe have already lost. That's why this video exists, because while most people are distracted by dance video or cute theories about the promising future of AI, no one is talking about the other side, the dark side, the side that involves power, manipulation, surveillance, and silent domination. The side you need to see now, before it's too late. And here I need your help. Comment below what you think is behind the accelerated advancement of AI. Do you believe this is all part of a bigger plan? Comment on the sentence, "I'm waking up," if you're starting to understand what's really going on. Or comment, "AI doesn't decide for me," if you still believe that it is possible to resist. Your opinion can help wake up more people, and maybe that's the only chance we have to maintain some control, because what comes next is even more disturbing. But the question you should be asking yourself right now is, who is really in control of this artificial intelligence? Because if you've come this far thinking you're just talented, hoodie-wearing engineers at startups trying to improve the world with code, it's time to wake up. The real controllers of AI, they are not just programmers, they are billionaires, global corporations and governments with interests far beyond technology. We are talking about influence, silent domination on a global scale. And when you connect the dots, you realize that AI is not being made to serve humanity, but to serve the interests of those who already dominate the game. Let's start with Elon Musk, one of the biggest names today when it comes to artificial intelligence. He was one of the founders of OpenAI. Yes, the same one that created ChatGPT, and which was born with the promise of developing safe, ethical, and accessible AI for everyone. But what few comment is that, over time, OpenAI stopped being open and became a for-profit company, financed by billions of dollars from investors. Musk left the project, criticizing the direction the company was taking, but even so, he continued to invest heavily in AI. He himself created xAI, his own artificial intelligence company. And here comes the key point. If Musk believes AI can be more dangerous than nuclear weapons, why is he developing? This is where the hypocrisy reveals itself, because the warning speech is real and necessary, but it is also a tool, a shield, a way to stay ahead of the narrative. If something goes wrong, he warns. If it works, he profits. Meanwhile, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon crash a digital Cold War, a race for who can develop the most powerful, fastest, most autonomous AI, and more profitable. In 2024, Google's parent company Alphabet announced that its Gemini AI model outperformed human capability in decision-making and logic tests. This looks good at first glance, but no one discusses the real impact of an intelligence that thinks faster, more efficiently, and never rests. In the wrong hands, this technology doesn't just automate tasks, it eliminates the need for humans to make strategic decisions. Now think, with this level of power, do you really think these companies will give up control? They no longer need to convince you with traditional advertising. They just show you what they want you to see, based on what they know you will accept. AI creates the perfect bubble, and inside this bubble, you live thinking you have a choice. In 2023, leaked documents from a meeting between big tech executives and US government representatives revealed a clear agenda: use of AI for defense, national security, and social management. Yes, AI is being trained to identify dissidents, map profiles considered threatening, and even automate legal processes. The name of it? Automated social control. And when questioned, companies respond with the same ready-made speech. We are committed to the ethical development of technology. But what does this really mean? Who defines what is ethical? And most importantly, who supervises those at the top? And here comes an even darker, because it's not just about companies wanting to make a profit. These are governments that see in AI the perfect tool to perpetuate power. Imagine a world where protests are demobilized before they begin, where opposing opinions are identified before they go viral. A world where you no longer even have the right to disagree, because AI has already classified your behavior as potentially dangerous. Do you think this is exaggerated? There are already algorithms being used to predict crimes based on behavioral data. Yes, exactly like in the movie Minority Report. And guess who is financing these projects? Large technology corporations, in partnership with the military. Do you understand now why can this technology not be ignored? Because it's not just about innovation. It's about who controls the narrative, who shapes thinking, who decides what is real and what is acceptable. AI is the perfect weapon. It doesn't need tanks or soldiers. It silently invades, occupies the center of your brain, and convinces you that you are in charge, when in fact, you're just following invisible orders. And the great masterstroke is this. While you are enchanted by the wonders of AI, with automatic texts, virtual assistants, and tools that do everything, you hand over your data, your attention, your trust, and your freedom. All this with one click. With an I agree to the terms, with a simple accept cookies. AI is not just taking over the physical, she is dominating your psychology, your behavior, your decisions. And whoever is behind it are groups that you didn't choose, that you didn't vote for, that you don't even see, but they see you, they watch you, they know who you are, what you think, what you fear, and what you will do after watching this video. Now that you know this, who do you think is really in control? Comment below. They are in charge. If you feel that AI is already being used as a weapon of domination. Or write, I just woke up, if you're starting to connect the dots. Every comment from you helps this video to be seen by more people, and perhaps it will help someone else to get out of the illusion. But what you see next is even more disturbing, because if they are in control, the question now is, what have they already decided for their future? You have accepted the terms, but he never read what he was actually delivering, because nobody reads. And that's exactly what makes everything so dangerous. With one click, just one, you delivered your photos, your browsing data, your geolocation, your microphone, your camera, your contacts, your habits, your conversations. And now, all of this powers one of the most powerful and silent machines on the planet. The artificial intelligence that monitors you, interprets you, and, most frightening, influences you. Do you think you are not in the game? That this AI control only happens in films or in distant countries? Let's get to the facts. Your cell phone listens to you, literally. You know that moment when you mention something to someone, and minutes later an ad appears about exactly that? It's no coincidence. These are voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant collecting data in real time. And this active listening goes far beyond simple command. She learns from your tone, your emotions, your pauses, your fears. It builds emotional and behavioral profiles. What you feel also becomes data. And on social media, have you ever noticed how your feed is never neutral? He doesn't show the world as it is. He shows the world how the AI wants you to see. An algorithm, trained with billions of interactions, decides what you will see first, what will keep you on the screen longer, what will generate the most clicks, reactions, and addiction. And the darkest thing, he not only observes his behavior, he molds this behavior. What irritates you, what attracts you, what excites you, what makes you stop and click. Everything is measured, tested, and amplified. If you use credit cards, you have already had your data processed by bank AI systems. Artificial intelligence decides whether or not you can receive a loan, whether you are trustworthy to have a higher limit. And it does this based on factors that you don't even know are being analyzed. The neighborhood where you live, the products you buy, the words you type in, messages, the websites you, even how much time you spend reading a contract. All of this is evaluated by systems you've never seen, and you can't question it. Now imagine this crossed with facial recognition. Cameras in shopping malls, airports, avenues, and even inside stores already use AI to detect emotions, identify suspects, track movement. And once again, no one asked you if you have been inserted into the system without realizing it. And even if you realize it now, you're still in it. Because AI, it doesn't need your permission, just your presence. And what about streaming platform? Do you really believe that you chose to watch that documentary, that series, that film? An algorithm decided to show you that because it knew that at that moment, based on your mood, your free time, your time of day, and your emotional history, would you click? AI isn't just predicting your choices. She is creating them. Your GPS suggests routes based on patterns. Your cell phone tells you when it's time to sleep, what to eat, what music to listen to, how to breathe to relax. AI disguises itself as help, but help comes with a price. She learns everything about you, your routines, your schedules, your circle of friends, your political preferences, your existential doubts. You become a highly predictable profile, and therefore, highly manipulable. Even your memories are being digitized. Automatically saved photos, videos with facial recognition of whoever is with you, Location recorded in real time. Suggestions of what you experienced that day 2 years ago. It sounds like nostalgia, but it is emotional data collection. Your past being used to influence your future. AI learns from your memories to control your next decisions. And it all happens with one sweet promise: convenience, ease, efficiency, and of course, personalization. But what they never told you is that personalization is actually a type of mental imprisonment. When everything revolves around your preferences, you stop being exposed to what is different. You stop evolving and starts repeating patterns that the AI wants you to repeat. Now take a deep breath and look around. How many decisions in your day were actually yours? How many times have you chosen something of your own free will, and not because you were subtly led to that choice? AI is already in your daily life, in your home, in your pocket, and little by little, inside your mind. This happens to you right now. And the more comfortable it feels, the more you should worry. That's why this issue needs to be talked about, because no one else is talking. The majority continue to live within the bubble created by these systems. And few have the courage to ask, do I still think for myself? If this question resonated with you in any way, comment below, I perceive, if you felt that you are within this cycle. Or comment, they know everything, if you understand how deep this manipulation has already gone. Every comment helps this video reach more people, wake up more minds, because what's coming next will show you how all of this is connected to something even bigger. If artificial intelligence decides that you are a threat, who will stop it? Think carefully about that sentence. It is no longer a rhetorical question. It is a real possibility, increasingly closer. And if you think this is an exaggeration, you're probably not keeping up with what's already happening behind the scenes of technological advancement. The truth is that what once seemed like a futuristic plot of Matrix, Black Mirror, or The Terminator, today it is becoming part of our daily life. The difference is that, unlike movies, most people don't even realize they're already on the script. We are talking about a scenario of full control, orchestrated by AI systems that not only observe, but judge, categorize, condemn, all automated. And the scariest thing, they learn from every mistake. They evolve with each decision. They gain power with each new piece of data you voluntarily provide. By 2025, there will already be drones with autonomous AI systems capable of deciding targets without human interference. This has been confirmed by international defense reports. Robots that kill on their own, based on pre-programmed threat profiles that are fed by gigantic databases with information that comes from where? From your online history, from your social network, of your political positions, of their faces captured at demonstrations. Then you write in comments like this: does it seem impossible? Ask South Korea, where automated towers in the demilitarized zones are already capable of shooting without human confirmation. And that's just the beginning. In technology offices in Silicon Valley, there are already AI software specialized in behavioral analysis, which are used to decide hiring, bank approvals, medical clearances, and even initial legal decisions. Yes, there are artificial intelligences that, based on predefined variables, decide whether you deserve a health plan, a loan, or even the right to appeal a fine. This is a trial without a judge, conviction without trial. And if the AI gets it wrong, which has happened several times, who answers for that? The point is, no one responds. AI was just a tool, always this speech. But what about when the tool replaces the human completely? Who takes responsibility? Or rather, will anyone really want to take over? Now, think about a scenario where censorship is not done by humans, but by algorithms that decide in milliseconds what can or cannot be said. This is already platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter, already use moderation AI. And this AI doesn't just take down video. It reduces reach, removes comments, hides sensitive content, and, worse, labels profiles as dangerous. All based on words, tones, and behavioral pattern. What you say may not be offensive to, but if the algorithm is reprogrammed tomorrow, your content could disappear. No warning, no recourse, no discussion. And it doesn't stop there. Imagine a world where smart cameras in all public spaces, they recognize your face, your walk, your heart rate, and can predict with high accuracy whether you are nervous, anxious, agitated. In some countries, this is already being used for public safety. Sounds good, until the day that same system marks you as a potential risk just because you had high blood pressure after running to the subway. The burning question is, and if the AI decides you're a threat, who's going to stop it? The human police officer? He is no longer in control. The judge? Replaced by automatic analysis. The press? Silenced by algorithmic filters. You? No voice, because your account has already been suspended for inappropriate behavior. The problem with relying on machines to interpret human intentions is that they don't feel empathy, they don't know context, they don't understand irony, they just follow patterns. And if your standard does not match what has been determined as acceptable, you are labeled, blocked, silenced. And yet most people continue to believe that AI is just a harmless assistant, that Google is there to make it easier, that Amazon only wants to sell you something you like, that TikTok just wants to entertain you. But the truth is that behind these platforms are powerful data processing networks, behavioral analytics, and programmed decisions to keep you right where you are, calm, productive, predictable, and obedient. If you can't question, if you can't disagree, if you can't make mistakes without being punished by a binary code, then at what point exactly did you stop being human and become just another piece of data in the system? Now tell me, how far do you think this can go? What's next after AI controls what you see, what you say, how you act, and whether you can exist? Comment below. They are already judging if you felt that this scenario has already started. Or write, the future is controlled, if you believe that we are living in the dystopia that previously only existed in movies. Your participation helps this video break the algorithm and reach those who have not yet awakened. And what comes soon after will reveal what these systems have already started to without anyone noticing. You've come this far because something inside you knows this truth needs to be told and shared. It is exactly with people like you that the message spreads and awakening happen. Here, each video reveals what's behind what they hide, what the AI is already doing, and what's still ahead. This is the type of content that algorithms try to bury. So being subscribed to this channel means being part of someone who sees beyond the surface. Turn on notifications and follow closely, because the next episodes will bring revelations that you won't find, and this is where data turns into consciousness. And now comment below. The system has already started, if you feel like you are within this reality that many still pretend not to see. Or write, I am no longer predictable, if you decided to get out of the invisible control and think for yourself. Each comment from you expands the reach of this message. The truth needs to circulate, and it starts with those who choose to see. Now that you understand how AI is already influencing every aspect of your routine, get ready for what comes next. The next video, you will discover how major corporations are quietly programming the next generation of artificial intelligence to take over vital decisions in place of humans. Decisions that involve your health, your freedom, and even your existence. The level of control goes beyond what has been revealed so far, and evidence of this is already being recorded in projects that most have never heard of. The truth is getting closer, and those who follow this series of videos are ahead of what is about to be revealed. You are on the right path.